When discussing cognitive psychology of learning, we wanted to focus on encoding, or the first step in creating a new memory by reinforcing the information that you just learned to create connections in your brain. When focusing on that, we were able to narrow it down to different ways in which we could create memory retention, such as through organizational strategies and using mnemonic devices. On a side note, a concept map is a great way to organize thoughts to create meaningful associations between new material and information already stored previously in the brain. After, we focused on different techniques for memory retention in both the long-term and short-term capacities. In the coming minutes, we will elaborate on the organizational strategies and mnemonic devices. When thinking about similarities, it is easier to remember things when placing them into a group. For example, Monet, Renoir, and Seurat all fit into the Impressionist style of painting. In this way, it is easier to remember items because of their similarities and that their style of painting identifies them. On a side note, organizing in a similar fashion is based on the individual who is organizing. For example, one person may create similarities within a group through male and female, and the other may group in hair color instead of sex.
Organizing through meaning and association. We make associations between what we are learning and our prior knowledge. When we can associate ideas with memory, thinking of one helps bring the other to mind. Have you ever retraced your path when you have forgotten where you put an object, such as your keys? Often as you approach the place where you put them, you are suddenly able to remember the act of laying them down on the table or putting them in your gym bag. This is association. Our concept map illustrates remembering a name, Addie, with the subject that she teaches, art.
When learning to remember which months have 30 days and which have 31, two common methods are used: rhyming and visual. Rhymes are ditties that help with recalling information, just as a song gets stuck in your head. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. February has 28 alone, all the rest have 31. Here's an example of rhyming. A visual representation, use your knuckles, with the knuckles being the months with 31 days, and the web between the knuckles are the shorter months.
Acronyms are used to remember lists of words by taking the first letter from each word and using them to form one word. This technique can be used to learn random facts or for lists that need to be remembered in a specific order. Often, it only takes the first letter of a word to recall the information, which is often easier than remembering the whole list. In our concept map, we use the example Roy G. Biv. This example uses the first letter of each color in the rainbow to help us remember all the colors in the spectrum.
Acrostics. Forming a sentence based upon the first letter of the words as a mnemonic device. An example from a biology class is talking about Carolus Linnaeus' level of classification. King Philip came over for good spaghetti as a reminder for the correct order of classification: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. Everything we have discussed is related to memory retention to encode information into our long-term memory, an important aspect of cognitive psychology.